Shout out to our sponsor, 1-800-Flowers. If you're in the US, Mother's Day is this weekend, and so you should probably thank your mother for putting up with you all this time by using 1-800-Flowers to send 24 multicolored roses for just $24. Aren't they beautiful? To get the offer by this Friday, visit 1-800-Flowers.com/no. Welcome to The Know, I'm Master Jenkins, and welcome back from the weekend. If you've been concerned about possible hardware delays or production problems with Xbox Scorpio's holiday release window, well, don't worry, it looks like that's not going to be the case. Xbox boss Phil Spencer, as always, has been answering fan questions on Twitter, and this weekend he said that Scorpio is totally on target. When asked if Scorpio's release date could change, Spencer said, "Schedule looks very good right now, no issues. Now we just need to hear what the date actually is so we can pre-order the thing. And please, Microsoft, don't Nintendo this launch with too few units, please. We know that launch is a tough time, but I mean, 6 teraflops, right?" Nintendo's been silent about all things Metroid for some time now, with the one exception of always having Metroid costumes or icons or something just to tease us. But some fans are wondering if the company is actually finally gearing up for a Metroid Prime 4, the series' long-awaited sequel. The most recent speculation kicked into high gear over the weekend when Deus Ex composer and mega Metroid fan Alexander Brandon announced on Facebook that he's now working with Metroid Prime studio Retro. We still have no idea what Retro's been working on since they finished Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze in 2014, plus the series producer said back in 2015 that it could likely be coming out on Nintendo's new console, and to top it all off, the studio has been super cheeky on Twitter lately when people ask what they're working on, tweeting them pictures of prime rib. Prime, get it? Delicious. Naturally, we'd love to get our hands on a new Metroid Prime game for the Switch, you know. If Nintendo ever feels like giving the series some love, please, please. Okay. We're still a few weeks away from getting more solid information on Star Wars Battlefront 2 at EA Play at the event in Los Angeles they're doing around E3, but at the very least, some tiny details are trickling out. Users on NeoGAF spotted an image in a recent PlayStation newsletter that indicates that Battlefront 2 will be getting some exclusive PSVR content on the console. Whether this means the main game will be playable with PlayStation VR, or if it's going to get separate campaigns for headset owners, or what exactly, a la Battlefront 1's PSVR exclusive X-Wing mission, yet to be seen. But that's pretty good news for the people out there who haven't touched their VR helmets since Resident Evil 7. The pre-reviews are still coming in, and so far, things are holding out pretty well for Bethesda's sci-fi thriller. The game finally has enough reviews to get its own shiny Metacritic score, where it's holding at 83 based on 11 reviews. In addition to last week's reviews, we've also got new write-ups and partial reviews from Game Informer, Polygon, Destructoid, Forbes, GameSpot, and GamesRadar. In its review, Game Informer writes, "In spite of being rough around the edges, Prey still managed to consistently impress and even occasionally hit me with a sense of wonder." Now, it remains to be seen where Prey reviews will ultimately settle, but if you've been waiting for at least some kind of early impression, well, they're positive so far. And there are some bugs on PC, but apparently not entirely broken, so that's progress. But those positive reviews have not been enough to propel Prey to the top sales spot in the UK, at least where it was apparently beat by Mario Kart. A retail tracker, GfK Chart Track, posted about the upset this week, showing that Mario Kart held on to the #1 position for another week in a row, despite Prey's debut. To be fair, Prey did come out on Friday, and this is only tracking sales at retail, so it didn't have as much time during the week to catch up, and the PC sales wouldn't necessarily count as much since PC is like 100% digital. However, Prey is a multi-platform game compared to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is only on Switch, which just launched and doesn't have nearly enough units out. And on top of all of that, some gaming analysts are giving Mario Kart 8 some other major props. One Wall Street analyst, Atul Goyal, said that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is not just any ordinary success. The scale of this success is many times bigger than what is visible with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sales. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is mega hit on a different scale altogether, maybe 5 to 10 times better, which is evidenced by Mario Kart 8 Deluxe managing to stomp Prey's opening week despite already being out for a couple of weeks. Well, you know, its second week. It looks like it was a photo finish too, though. According to GamesIndustry.biz senior editor Christopher Dring, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for Switch outsold Prey by 600 units. That's so close. Maybe if Bethesda had just used a blue shell, they could have stopped them long enough. fucking blue shells. Football player Diego Maradona seems to be backing off his claims that he's going to sue Konami over his unlicensed appearance in PES 2017. Now, Maradona and Konami are downright chummy, with Maradona agreeing to not only appear in the series, but promote it as well. So there was probably a lot of money changing hands. According to reports, Maradona and Konami settled the dispute out of court, and part of the settlement means Maradona gets a bunch of money but also has to be the frontman for the series through 2020, so take that, squeaky wheel. Maradona also has pledged to donate some of his money to improving Argentina's soccer facilities, so it looks like those on the Konami hate train, well, don't get to see the company have a day in court. But hey, all's well that ends well. I think all the kids that get to keep playing football and bad Konami games and pachinko. Yeah, pachinko. We've got updates on 2 zombie games that have been in development for, well, seems like forever. First up, Dead Island 2, which is still alive, its developer insists, or at least still undead, despite a lack of updates on the game for more than a year. You might remember that the sequel was originally going to be made by German studio Jaeger Development, which did Spec Ops: The Line. But apparently, Jaeger and franchise owner Deep Silver had issues with the direction of the game, and they parted ways in 2015. Eurogamer recently spoke to Deep Silver about the status of the game, and the company said, Dead Island 2 is in development at Sumo Digital, and we are excited by the progress the team are making with Deep Silver's most successful IP. When we are ready to share more information, we will. Meanwhile, Overkill Software's co-op first-person shooter based on The Walking Dead, which was announced in 2014, has been delayed yet again, and it's now scheduled to be released in the second half of 2018. Starbreeze Studios, which owns Overkill, didn't say why the game had been delayed, but said on its website that the delay will allow the game to reach its full potential. At least that's what we think it said. Our Swedish isn't all that great. Don't let us down, Google Translate. Please, please don't let it say, kill everybody. The Nintendo PlayStation is one of the most famous what-if stories in the history of video games. Now, if you aren't familiar, Nintendo and Sony actually collaborated on a CD-ROM version of the Super Nintendo back in the early 90s, but before the system could be unveiled in 1991, Nintendo pulled out of the deal and partnered with rival electronics company Philips instead. Sony went on to make the PlayStation, and prototypes of the Nintendo PlayStation were, well, destroyed. We thought they were destroyed anyway. In 2015, a Reddit user got a hold of a prototype model and posted images online. That prototype made its way to the well-known console modder Ben Heckendorn, better known as Ben Heck, who repaired the hardware and got the disk drive running. In a recent video, Heck shows off the now working prototype version in all its 90s glory. There aren't any known official games for the console, but Heck showed off a number of homebrew games running on it. So, nice job, dude. Too bad the console's warranty super invalid now because you messed with it. The reviews are in for the newest installment in the Alien movie franchise, and so far, they're pretty good. The movie, Alien Covenant, which features the return of director Ridley Scott, currently has a 78% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. The movie stars Michael Fassbender and Catherine Waterston as intergalactic colonists who, well, you guessed it, get attacked by creepy aliens. Lots of critics compared it favorably to the original Alien movie in 1979. Entertainment Weekly said that Alien Covenant indulges in a spectacle that's been missing from summer movies for the past decade or so. It grosses you out and then laughs at you while you puke, not literally. Speaking of popular franchises, the Guardians of the Galaxy are back on top after their sequel raked in $145 million at the box office in its opening weekend. The global total for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is now an estimated $428 million, which means that clearly Baby Groot is the next huge Hollywood star. Critics liked it too. It's currently got an 81% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. The franchise has been somewhat of a pleasant surprise hit for Marvel, elevating what was kind of like a B team of superheroes into a major pillar of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If you still can't get enough Guardians though, don't worry, a third movie is already in the works. Of course, not that anyone was terribly worried about that. A popular Overwatch YouTuber got a little bit of hate, okay, a ton of hate over the weekend, all because of a troll pretending to be someone they weren't. Guys, don't do that. Seriously, I know this is the internet, and I know that your parents told you that you can be anything you want to be, but don't be anyone you want to be, if they're already there. The drama had to do with YouTuber O'Nickel. Over the weekend, someone claimed on the Overwatch subreddit that they had won a Steam gift card giveaway contest, but that O'Nickel had never paid up. Well, that post then goes viral, and O'Nickel was bombarded with hate messages and lots of people unsubscribed from his channel. Turns out though, O'Nickel had given the winner their gift card a few months back, just as promised. The Reddit drama was all apparently made up and was the work of an imposter and all-around jerkbag. O'Nickel posted his side of the story on a YouTube video saying that it was probably the most amount of people I've had unsubscribe in such a short period of time. Thankfully, the time of drama is over, and O'Nickel thanked the subreddit mods for helping to get to the bottom of the issue. Now, seriously, stop pretending to be other people, and just generally, don't do that, trolls. This is why we can't have nice things. When people say, like, people on the internet are the worst, or the gamers are the worst, they mean you. Well, not you. They mean that guy. I mean, like, in a general use sense. Anyway, that's all the news we have for you guys today. Bring it all through the weekend, so you should be all caught up. Let us know what you think of these stories in the comments down below. And to make sure that you see all of our videos, like this one so you see them all in your feed. And if you're new around here, subscribe to the know. Thanks to 1-800-Flowers for sponsoring this update. Mother's Day is gonna be here this weekend. It's creeping up faster than you think, and it can be easy to put it off and put it off and put it off, but it means a lot to your mom if you get her a thoughtful gift. Flowers are a classic, and they're easy for you to send without breaking the bank or stressing over it. 1-800-Flowers picks the flowers at their peak from their premier farms and ships overnight to ensure freshness, and they're original designed, hand-arranged, and hand-delivered. To have 24 multicolored roses, just like these ones, shipped to your mom overnight for just 24 bucks. Visit 1800flowers.com/know and get your Mother's Day all sorted out. Don't procrastinate though, the promotion ends Friday and Mother's Day is on Sunday. And if you're in the US, international people, don't panic.